Jalapenos or hot sauce?
Jalapenos. Oh, no. Oh, no.
I said
I
jalapenos.
gotta go hot sauce. Frank's hot sauce. God bless.
Oh no, I didn't think of Frank's.
Hello, welcome to Burning Bold Business, the podcast that follows the progress, success, and failure of our business, Burning Boat, as well as ourselves.
See, this proves that Phoebe is our number one fan.
No, number two. Kevin's number one.
Number one.
Right, well, okay, you did it for me, so I don't need to introduce the podcast, but today we have a very special guest, my beautiful girlfriend, Phoebe.
It's me.
How does it feel to be in front of the camera and to be recorded at the same time?
No, not great.
That's a little awkward. It's weird. Now, do you feel anything? It's like once
Yeah,
the
I'm
camera,
sweating a lot.
it gets you suddenly nervous. It's like people are listening, even though it's not live. It's just us.
My
Just
heart's
us.
beating fast.
The sun really just got... Do you want to check the camera real quick?
It's fine.
Okay.
I checked it multiple times.
Alrighty.
All good.
Power through.
I think Phoebe's definitely the person who probably knows what goes on behind the scenes more than anyone else.
I think if I can just jump in there.
Remember, this is your mic, so
Ooh.
stay there.
I think it's important to just introduce, because I was thinking the other day, I think I've actually known Taylor longer than I've known Mads. We've known each other a long time. We're longtime lovers, Mads and I.
Yeah.
Hey,
But-
hang on.
Yeah.
What don't I know?
Yeah.
But I know Taylor from FIS, a high school I went to. But I think, because I came to FIS in 5th grade.
5th grade.
When did
I
you-
came 4th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, but I was
So-
in the immersion program. I
Right,
was
so we
off to
didn't. We
the-
weren't BFFs,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
we
yeah.
were like. I'd probably like recognize you in the hallway.
Interesting. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Even just like 9th grade, I came halfway through 9th grade.
Yeah.
You would have been properly in the same grade then,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. No, that's a long time. Then.
Math.
You went in the same math class?
No.
Oh, you're just making fun of me?
Yeah.
So
That's interesting. I
kind
hadn't
of
thought about that. Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, I was thinking about that last night. I was like, whoa, that's actually.
Yeah,
kind
thank
of
God we
long.
hadn't dated. That would have been awkward. That could have ruined the business.
There are a lot of years for that to happen.
Yeah.
Did not expect the podcast to start like this.
But it is interesting to look back because when you showed me the Kalahari pictures, I was like, I mean,
The picture, Taylor and I are like in each other's arms, like next to each
I was
other.
I don't remember that at all.
I know.
But I don't remember much about that trip to begin with. But
No,
that's
that was
funny.
a
And
long
I
time
forgot that we
ago.
all went to prom together.
There's pictures
Sat
of us
next
sitting
to each other.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
sat next to each other.
Yeah, not even like.
Like, oh yeah, there he is.
I wonder if I just don't remember you guys that much, to be honest.
I remember you more from volleyball camp than I
Yeah.
do from anything to do with film.
Right, or
And
like
we were in
the
the same film
sleepover,
club.
or yeah.
Oh, okay, the movie marathon stuff.
I
yes.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think that where I was going was that Phoebe
Yes.
definitely knows the most about what goes on behind the scenes, and you're kind
Yes.
of the most up to date with everything. And the first thing you asked when we just walked in the door was, "So how did the meeting go?" And I was
Well,
like,
yes.
"Save it for the podcast."
Your office is also my house.
Yeah. So,
So I see a lot of the old BTS.
but should we just quickly talk about how? Well, answer your question.
I
how
would
the
like to
meeting
know
went.
how it went, yeah.
We think it went pretty well. We went into it with like a solid plan. Like, this is what we want to get out of it. And we had like,
Wait, did I zone out? Did we set this up? That we just went to a meeting?
yeah.
Oh, sorry, I zoned out.
But did you say who it was
I
with?
said that Phoebe, the first thing Phoebe asked when we just walked into the
Yeah.
door was, how did the meeting go? And I
Right.
said,
Yeah, but did you say what the meeting
Yeah,
was?
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
no.
We just met with the client, basically. Yeah, continue.
A very exciting
Yeah.
client, a hot air balloon company that we have already worked with a little bit before, but for free to show them what we were capable of, and now they want more. So we went in with like a solid plan. This is like our ultimate outcome. This is kind of our target outcome, and this
Okay.
is like worst case scenario. We'll leave with something. And yeah, I think it went really well. We showed him that we knew what he wanted and adjusted to what he was saying. because we watched the video that we made with him, which was like kind of a weird
Yeah,
experience.
that's
It's like,
I was trying to log into my YouTube account and it wasn't working, and it was like network error in Danish, and I was like,
and he said like
Mads is trying to stall him. He's like talking to him.
the first thing that he says after the video plays was, you know, like, I'm not trying to offend you,
Oh my
but
God.
it isn't it a little bit like Titanic, like before the crash, kind of like dramatic, and we're like,
He's like, it's
is.
setting up to like there's a hot air balloon crash that's gonna happen.
like
or
it's
something.
too emotional or too like.
Interesting.
I mean, I make it sound like he hated the video. He really liked the video,
Yeah.
but we were asking him like, what do you want differently?
Right.
So he
Yeah,
said,
you
what
have
do you want
to push
differently?
it,
I think
yeah.
that Danish way of just being very straightforward
Yeah.
is really great. I really like it
I
because
like
it
it
makes
too.
you
Yeah.
Yeah.
it makes it clear what you need to change the next time. But we kind of were very straightforward with what our prices were.
Yeah.
And I don't know, his reaction was pretty neutral. He wasn't like, holy shit, that's way too much, or like, sure.
Yeah.
I think we hit it right on like what we're actually worth,
Mm-hmm.
the kind of situation we're in. And we ended it with, he'll get back to us by the end of the week to see if, I was supposed to send him an email, which I just did, kind of recapping where we were. And I'm pretty confident that
I think it's good.
gonna-
Here's what I was saying: is that we basically offered him a package of not three videos, but three separate kind of video categories of videos.
No,
So
it's
it'd be like
three-
social media.
It's three.
But social
videos.
media might be like 4 videos
But that's the
in
only
its
one.
own.
The other
Right.
two are videos.
He could have said, I need to talk to my partner and we'll discuss it, and then I'll get back to you guys about all the videos. But what he did said is like, I don't want the middle video basically right now, but I'm interested in the first video, so I'll talk to my partner about that. So I said, I think it's almost better that at least it sounds like he would have just said no if he wasn't interested, because he already said no to one of the videos.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have felt like if he's like, oh yeah, I'll take the whole package to my partner, I would be like, he's probably going to get back to us and be like, oh, it's too
Sure.
expensive
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
So,
That sounds cool.
yeah.
That sounds pretty promising.
And just to update everyone, we actually got our first paid job last week, so things are going well.
Whoop! Bringing home the bacon.
Yes.
We were actually talking like leading up to this podcast. What if like some of our clients watch our podcast or listen to our podcast?
Yeah.
I thought that too. There was one that I was thinking, I was like,
And I'm like, fine. I think we're not hiding anything. We're being completely transparent and open about the kind of behind the scenes of what our business is. I think it's
Right.
only cool. I wouldn't be uncomfortable with anyone listening to it. And if there would be an issue, I think I'm happy to take that risk. I wouldn't.
I don't know.
I honestly wouldn't mind.
I think the only thing
maybe-
it does do is that if somebody watches it, and this would only happen at the beginning now, if they see us super excited about getting our first job,
Yeah.
they do gain some leverage. They could be like, you know what, I'm going to give them 2,000 kroner less. They're probably still going to take it because it sounds like they
Interesting.
need it.
That's true, but I think there's just something you get from being transparent.
Yeah, I agree.
That would make them even like, I
Yeah.
want to work with them even more.
I think especially in this
They're
culture
real.
where I feel like transparency is
Yeah,
valued.
and I think it just fits everything we want to do. We just don't want to hide what's going on, and so
Yeah.
we're hiding this. It's called the Business Podcast for
Yeah,
a
it's
reason,
true.
talking about what's actually going on, so that people who are interested in similar things might be able to learn something from our failures and our successes.
Yeah.
yeah,
Nice.
nice.
Did you practice that?
No, I'm
Don't lie.
She
here every
listens
time
to-
you do it. I just sit on the other side of that wall.
So that's maybe a
I
nice
also,
lead
I
in.
feel like your number one listener. I do.
That's what I said.
Love. No,
I think
my number
you-
one fan.
Ah.
Number 2 fan. Although I don't know, like both of your moms and Kevin, and then me, I might be like,
Right, that's
Anyways.
true.
yeah.
Our moms are very.
You know what? Shout
Strong
out to
fans.
Lynn and Lena. I think you need to
They're gonna love that.
Shout out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love you. Love you,
Yeah.
Mom.
seriously.
Mom.
The support is
I said it first.
real. Anyways, I don't know where I was going with that, but
No, but one of the things I wanted to, it's a little bit weird for me to ask you because we do talk about it, but the idea of you sitting right on the other side of the wall when we're recording our podcast,
Yeah.
that's the same when we're editing, when we're brainstorming. Maybe I think our listeners might find it interesting. Might be wrong, but they might find it interesting to hear like your perspective of what we are like when we're working. What's like some insight you have? Is there anything that we probably wouldn't talk about that you could say?
Okay.
Anything to
Yeah, I have a few
make it
things.
interesting?
I think interesting, the Burning Boat business diet is something that I observe as we do share a kitchen.
Right.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, some staples that I pick up on.
Yeah, let's hear it.
You're gonna
What?
get outed.
Like what?
I'm ready. I'm ready to fire back.
Yeah.
Like the biggest bag you've ever seen of salted tortilla chips.
That's all Taylor.
That's the only one I can find at the store. I don't know where the other ones are.
The biggest bag
Right
you've
underneath
ever
it.
seen.
There's a
And-
normal sized bag right next to it.
because
that
I
Taylor-
go no, because I go into the store. I go into Fakten, and it's right to the left. What's it called?
Fakta.
Fakta.
It's always been called Fakta.
Okay. I go in there. The first thing to the left, there's two baskets, right? And it's like, I'm sure the chips are somewhere else as well, but I go straight there. That's just, I saw the chips there the first time.
So that, okay, yeah. But
else?
no, so what goes on the chips? I feel like I've seen salsa.
Yeah.
I've seen, can it say pesto and sriracha.
Again, it's all those weird ones are all Taylor.
Oh, that does make me laugh. Yeah, that is
The pesto sriracha was a combination, and I was like alternating because we didn't have salsa, and together they kind of
Yeah, that did make me laugh.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of couscous as well.
We had that for lunch today.
Yeah, shocker.
Yeah.
Couscous and just like straight up plain pasta with like one vegetable in it, like a zucchini or something.
Yeah.
Some
What are you
interesting-
getting at?
I don't know. That's sort of like the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah,
But-
we get very habity, I think.
Yeah,
Once
and I
we start
think-
one thing, it's like that's what we do.
It's also like a cost thing. I feel like
Yeah, it's
For
pretty
sure.
cheap.
some of the stuff is just trying to stay.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we don't have time to come and prepare like a super big healthy meal.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there was definitely a couple of weeks where we were.
Oh, the first day, Matt's
Not-
cooked like a huge lunch. I was like,
Really?
oh, this is great. This is going to happen every time. And then he's like, okay, we got to figure out how to.
Yeah, but then you also
Right?
have
Well,
to
actually,
wash
the
up.
other one was like,
and-
"Well, that took like an hour.
Yeah.
Maybe we should not do that."
Yeah, but then you also have to like wash up and
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah, it's
a
just
thing.
hard. It's one
I
of
like
those things where when
we
we're-
went through a sandwich phase. That's
I
probably my
remember.
favorite
Yes.
phase.
Oh yeah,
phase.
that was a good phase.
But it's like we're
Hummus
working
and avocado.
on,
Yeah.
on
Solid.
something, and we
Just-
have like deadlines and timelines, and like we know that we want to finish by a certain time. And, like the food stuff just becomes
Right.
whatever's quickest.
Right.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
what I was saying was there was a couple of weeks where it was definitely unhealthy, and we were eating some crap.
Yeah, but
But it's
Were
getting
we?
better. I think there were some food choices. We're like I think one day we just ate chips for lunch.
Yeah, that's not the best.
And then we made like
it's
a
a huge
bag
though.
of French
You
fries.
always
Yeah.
got chips.
Like a bag of French fries.
I think twice we've eaten an entire jar of salsa
Oh my god.
in one
Stuff
sitting.
like that. It's just
Yeah.
like, we could just make it better. It's not totally unhealthy. It's not like we're eating.
But I feel better too now that I live closer. It's a little bit easier for me
Yeah,
too.
that's just like one other thing.
right.
that,
Like
yeah.
today, you're gonna edit the podcast. I can just bike home quickly and cook myself dinner.
That's
I
so
think.
nice.
Yeah.
Pastor.
It's even possible for me to bike home and like eat lunch. It's not crazy.
That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I had pastor the other day. That was great.
With zucchini.
I feel very. I don't. It's okay.
What about bringing a lunch? Have we talked about that?
I'm not in high school.
Well, if you're like making dinner the night before,
Yeah, and you have leftovers.
and you have
that's
make
a
more
solid
on
point.
purpose so that you can bring some for lunch. I mean, I do that sometimes, and I feel bad because it's like, oh, bring your own thing or go.
Well,
out
I'm
and get
fine with that. I think for lunch, I typically like just like a sandwich with avocado or like stuff like that, which I can't really.
Okay.
I mean, I could make like pasta, I guess a
Yeah,
quinoa
that's
bowl
all
or
I meant.
something.
So it's
Yeah.
Like
You
a
make
big
more?
chili or something that you could even.
Because I'm actually
freeze.
Yeah.
on a whole nother. I'm planning on doing.
You're just gonna say you're on a whole
On
other
mute.
level.
No.
You just said actually I'm on a whole.
I'm
other
on a
level.
different plane.
I didn't.
of
If I said
existence
that,
than
I
you
did not
guys.
mean to say that.
It sounded like
I'm
it's very
planning
going.
on changing everything up and doing meal prep because I
Whoa.
want to be eating more consistently.
You need to
for
eat more
training.
calories. I think we talked about that the other night. We have like the same portions. need
That's
to
not
be
true.
eating more.
I eat more than you, but definitely upping it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about food for a while.
Yeah, let's
Should we
move on. I think
I was going to say, I don't know if there's anything else that I notice. I think I'm just so used to you guys just being here, which is not a bad thing. I'm
right,
just so
but what I wanted,
Yeah.
where I was going with it was when we first started, you weren't here.
True.
You were in
yeah.
Frankfurt.
The
so
wild times.
We had like 10 days of just insanity, hardcore working until never ending.
So I've heard, yeah.
And then when you came back, I think you were a little bit frightened.
Yeah, I
And you
freaked
kind
out a
of
little
freaked
bit.
out. Tell us
Just
what happened.
I don't know. I just feel like I'm quite an introverted person, and I like my space, and I have my. I always joke I'm like 23 going on 53, but I like the way things are, and I like a routine, and I like things being clean, and not that they weren't at all. It was just that my routine was a bit shaken up.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
I'm just the kind of person that takes like I need time. There's nothing that can fix it. It just comes with time.
Yeah.
And I needed like a week just to see how things were and how just for myself to calm down and realize it's not really a big deal.
So things are okay now.
Yeah, 100%. I would tell you. But that's just how I am. That things, little things, change of plans. It takes me just a little bit longer just to
Yeah.
shift gear and then it's fine. So
I get that though. I was telling Mads that I think I'm similar. Like if Mads brought a friend to my place, let's say,
Yeah.
I might be like a little bit stressed out.
Yeah,
for
if
the
you
first
didn't know
couple times.
before.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I feel like you'd have to know and sort of almost like mentally like plan. Like I don't know. It's
No, I totally understand. After a while, you
It's
just
strange.
be like, yeah, maybe you just can't relax 100%.
Yeah.
Because there is a bit of like, yeah.
Yeah. No, but and then I was like, oh, should I not wear like my pajamas? Like,
Right,
that's
right.
super weird.
Right.
And then I was like, whatever.
Well, it was also, I mean, it's a little less now, but we were 3 people here. It was also
True.
Robin.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was even more.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
mean,
Yeah,
kind
that's
of,
true.
We've toned it down a bit.
No, and I mean, it's a big space. Like I just imagine what if we're doing this in our apartment in London was like one room.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's really good that we can basically be by ourselves,
Yeah.
have access to the office,
Yeah.
the bathroom, the kitchen.
Yeah,
without
exactly.
going
No,
to
it's
the living room or
absolutely
the
fine.
bedroom.
It's absolutely fine.
And I think the
Definitely-
transition was actually a healthy one.
Yeah.
That, yeah, at the beginning I was like, how the fuck is this going
Yeah.
to work out?
And it
But
was
I think
so
we've just
crucial.
gotten quicker
Yeah.
at doing stuff. And that
For
first
sure.
week, I mean, we just needed
That's what I mean. I
50
feel like
hours
it
to edit
was
that first
crucial.
YouTube video. Yeah.
Literally.
That you took that time in the beginning, so it worked
Yeah.
out. It worked out quite well.
Yeah.
But we still do have our late night edits and
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
But I think, like you're saying, we've kind of now
Exactly.
and we know as well. Like what I found hardest was when you would ask like, when are you gonna be done?
Right.
I was like, I have no idea.
It could be 6
could
or
be
it could be midnight.
exactly, because we'd come across a problem or there'd be an issue with the storytelling and it just
Sure.
wasn't working, and then suddenly we have to change the whole thing, or there'd literally be like a technical error. So I was always like saying a time because you were asking
That's what I
me,
was asking for.
and I could tell that you were sometimes also a little bit like, I hope it's not too late, and I'm like, I don't want to tell you that it's going to be too
Sure.
late if there's a chance it's going to be early.
Yeah.
So I always tell you the earlier time, and then it would be late, and then I'd be like, oh, it's later now, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But now I feel like we actually know how long things take, so I can actually give you.
Yeah. But also
the
now
right
it's
time.
happened a couple of times, and I feel like I've had my period of adjustment. Like that one night when it finished so late, I feel like I freaked out that one night. I was like, I kept falling asleep. It was that night there was that huge storm, and I kept falling, and I was like, I can't do this. This is too much. Oh my gosh. But I feel like I've had my adjustment period, and I know that happens. And also, like, what you guys are doing is like so much more important than I have work tomorrow and I need to get a solid 8 hours.
But not necessarily.
But
But
it's
also,
not.
It really
yeah,
isn't.
because I'm not, again, I feel like that's something I can be a little sensitive about, that kind of thing. And I have to work on, like, no, you can still function on 7.5.
Right, but
Like,
it's also like
that's my thing.
what I was trying to say was that me telling you it's going to finish at 8 and then it just continuing until midnight is
Yeah.
mentally difficult, because then you're expecting it. you're expecting something to happen then, and then it's just not, and I never would tell you, and I just kind of keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing, and that's obviously not fair, and it's a lot more difficult to adjust to. But I feel like now we know kind of Thursday nights are
can
long
be a little
nights,
intense.
and we kind of are getting settled in a schedule a little bit more.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it's
It
nice.
just takes a little time, I feel like, to get for everyone to get used to.
So it's your birthday on the 29th, and it looks like we have a job on the 29th.
I know, we were talking about this, right? So I'm the kind of person that, like, my birthday is my
Fucking
favorite
highlight of the decade
day
somehow.
ever. I love my birthday so much, and
Puts a lot of pressure on a lot of other people.
I feel very lucky. I've had a lot of really nice birthdays, so it's a special day for me.
We had a meeting yesterday where the guy was like, "Oh, and we'd already gotten the job for this thing," and he's like, "I have another job that's on this day on the 29th," and immediately my heart sank. I was like, "Oh no, we won't be able to do it." But it turns out that it's in the evening. So
Well, yeah, because we'd already planned to I was going to take the day off. It's a
Yeah.
Wednesday. I was going to take the day off. And we
Right.
were just going to...
I didn't know. I was like, that sounds great. Yeah,
And
Wednesday
I-
the 20th. That's no
And
problem.
I was like, "Oh, we're gonna have to look at our schedule."
Oh,
And I was like, "That feels so weird now."
No, we had planned to, like, take the whole day, and I was going to just decide everything we do. Not that we're going to do a whole lot, but I was
No.
pumped. But we spoke about it this morning, and I think we have an understanding that...
Yeah, I mean, we'll have a great day, and then we'll have the evening the night before.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, it's fine. It's
Or the night
absolutely
after.
fine. Yeah, it's absolutely fine. And I'm going home that weekend to see the fam, to have a second birthday. So technically, I'll have like 3 birthdays if we do it the
fine.
night before, the day of, and then I'll have like a whole birthday weekend kind of thing. So don't feel bad. You better make some
Well,
good
thank
money,
you.
though.
No, we
I
really
was saying,
appreciate it.
You better
That's-
do a good
I think
job
it's
that day.
I think it's a good opportunity not to make money, but to solidify the relationship with this individual,
Yeah.
who seems to be very excited about video content, and
Yeah.
who has a lot of things coming up.
No, it'd be silly to pass it out.
He's
I
well
would.
connected. Yeah.
Yeah, who's well connected. But I like what I said to him yesterday, which was, he was conveying how he's always trying to convince his colleagues of the importance of video and how
Right.
beneficial it can be. It's like, well, those are the people we don't want to spend all our time convincing people. Like,
Right.
let's work with people who already know
Right.
and already think it's
Right.
important, and just do really cool stuff. So it went well.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
So do you have any questions that
I
you want to
have
ask us now that
I have
we
a few
can't not
questions.
answer?
Yeah, I have a few. Well, I've got 2 things. I have a few like little general questions that I prepared, but I find it difficult thinking of questions because I feel like I knew you guys quite well, and since I am here, so I was trying to think of questions that would be interesting for other people, but then also things that I wanted to know. I don't have a whole bunch, but I have a few.
Go for it.
Okay, let me just get my phone so I phrase them properly. So, what I want to know is, are there any like little things or just anything that you've discovered about each other, good or
Bad.
interesting?
Oh, I love this because then it gives me an opportunity to say the things I'm finding annoying.
Okay.
Yeah.
That you've discovered about each other since basically tying the knot and taking the plunge into full-on business.
We actually kind of talked about this today.
Really?
A little bit. We were talking about how sometimes with certain people you'll meet them and you'll think you know what they're like,
Yeah.
what their character is like, and then slowly as you get to know them, they will kind of shed
Right.
their.
It's almost like the
Those
roommate
facades.
thing.
Slower.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're like, you're amazing, I love you, like we're best friends, and then you live together and you're like, who are you?
Yeah, and you become
Yeah.
a real person. And I asked Taylor, so am I different
Yeah.
than what I
What
appeared
did
to
you
be?
say?
I said, like, personality-wise, not, but it was more when I first got the email to work with him on the feature film. Obviously, I, in my head, had started to create, like, who are these investors that invested in the film, and like what kind of connections does this guy have? Like what
Yeah.
what kind of a
Big shot
shoot is
filmmaker.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, I kind of had that idea in my head for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then
Not to be little old me.
I saw this loser when I arrived in London, right? And then
That's funny.
that image got shattered. No, but
That's funny.
yeah, I think that's the only thing. But like personality wise, there wasn't.
No.
I think you're quite well aligned with who you project yourself to be, with who you actually
Especially
are.
in his own space. He's not worried about his things.
Not around me or like, no.
I mean, you make fun of me all the time. There's got to be stuff.
No, but I make fun of it's just that I think that's just my personality,
that's
is to not take
something-
things
that's-
seriously.
That's the one thing that I would think is come out now.
What?
Is you, it's part of your personality that I didn't realize was part of your personality, is this someone who makes fun of little things.
Like a bully?
Yeah, but in a little bit.
Yeah, actually.
But in a playful way. You know how we if I've like not done like with the climbing harness, when I ordered a climbing harness for me, and I just didn't even stupid.
Here.
I didn't
perfect
even
that Phoebe's here.
I didn't even think that I didn't even think about you. I was just so fucking excited about my climbing harness. But we climbed together.
This is insane.
And I ordered a climbing harness, and at the moment, as Taylor hasn't gotten a bank account yet, all of his money is actually in my account.
My dad's account, yeah.
So I have to, pay for if he wants to order
Allowance.
something on Amazon. It would basically just be through me anyways. But I
Yeah.
forgot to ask you if you wanted a harness as well.
Yeah.
And so
Which is fine.
the next day, I was like, I ordered a climbing harness. And the first you were like, why didn't you order one for me? And I was like, I didn't even think about that.
Can you believe it?
And
I
was
can't.
like- and
I know
then
I
felt,
can.
I felt really bad. And
You're
like,
only each
I'm
other's,
only
like-
joking. But I didn't feel like you were joking. I felt like you were genuinely upset. And then like
We
the
probably
next
was.
week,
No,
when it
no,
still
no,
wasn't.
no, yeah.
Let me finish.
Yeah.
Let me fucking finish. And then the next week, when it still wasn't there, and I had mine, we're at the climbing gym. Yeah, you should have ordered me one. And I'm like, I'm sorry, dude. And you're like, relax, I'm joking. And I'm like constantly feeling bad about this. So either say that you're annoyed, or don't say you're annoyed.
No. Okay.
Don't do this half-assed
No,
thing.
I'm not changing myself.
Okay.
Okay. Let me tell my side of the story,
Okay,
right?
go.
It's actually the same story. We have been climbing together.
Yeah.
Right, for how long now?
You don't have any other climbing buddies.
Right.
It's just you two.
Right. I would almost say a climbing team, right?
Yeah.
Right?
But bear in mind, I have apologized for not ordering this harness
Right,
like so
right,
many
Climbing
times.
life partners.
But I feel very
Right.
bad about it.
Climbers for life.
Like, he falls off the cliff. Guess who's coming over to to save him?
It's always
it's your
gonna-
boy,
it's always
Taylor,
you.
right here.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So we're, practicing, and then we decide to get the belay license.
Yeah.
Right. And the thing is, you have to pay to get those harnesses, to rent them every
Yeah.
time you go.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit annoying at
That adds
times,
up.
right?
Yeah.
But we were doing it, and we were like, at some point we'll get our own harnesses, because
Yeah.
it just doesn't make sense to be doing that. And then out of, from the corner of the room, all of a sudden I hear, I ordered my harness. It's arriving soon, right?
That little face.
Right? And I'm like, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
I agree.
Why
I
didn't
agree.
you-
Again,
why didn't you get me one
I agree.
too? Right? But then I thought it was like my older brother used to do this, right? Is that like he didn't want me to have the same harness as him, so he would do this thing. And offhanded, you said, "Okay, well, you do your own research, and then tell me
true.
what harness you want, right?" And I was like, "Can we have the same harness? What?"
Is that why you got a different harness? Because you didn't want the same one as me?
No.
Oh
Maybe.
my god.
No.
All right, so wrap it up, Taylor.
No.
Wrap it up.
So I think what I'm getting at is that, yes, I'm serious, but I'm never offended. So I think that's the thing, is that like I'll joke about
So
it.
you're actually not offended.
Of course
So
not.
then it's me.
Well, it's more of a like. Yeah,
It's my problem.
As a joke, am I in total disbelief that you didn't get me one? Do I think it's rude? Totally.
But he will bring it up all the time.
Right, but that's the fun of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you
I'm
need
like,
to-
so it is like a bully victim kind of thing, because he's feeding off of my, I guess, weakness, and that I keep being affected by his bullying.
I think
So I should
I'm
actually
just trying to
stop
keep-
being affected, and
I'm
that's
just
the way
trying to
to
keep
solve
it light in the burning boat. I think
this
there's
is
so much seriousness going
Getting
around.
real.
I try to keep it a little light, but yeah, sometimes I can get a little obsessive over a joke and take it a little too far. I agree.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
You just worked that out.
I think so. Is there
Yeah.
anything that you'd like to do the same
No,
with?
I really
Something
don't have
you
any
want-
qualms.
Damn it! See, now I
Yeah.
just look like an asshole for bringing it up.
Wait,
and
what
now-
about me? Because I share your space. Is there anything that
that
I
you do annoying? That's annoying.
Yeah.
No,
Real talk. No, tell me.
I would want you guys to tell me. I'm the
Oh, take your shoes off when you're inside.
the immigrant. Oh, I
Take
got
your
'em
shoes off.
I got 'em on.
I've asked him once.
Once.
And-
Asked him once.
I've asked him once, and he
Shit.
immediately he didn't. He took them
Sorry.
You know
off.
what, Taylor?
Sorry, I do take the when I have real shoes on, I take them off. But I've been living this Birkenstock life, and I honestly just forget
They
that
don't
I'm
feel
wearing
like shoes.
No, I really do.
You're
I'm
forgiven
sorry.
for yeah.
They're shoes, though.
I will definitely take them off.
All right,
Good.
and
For,
then let's
for every
think.
time that I forget from now on,
You make
I
like
will
a swear
vacuum
jar.
your apartment.
Whoa.
I don't know if Phoebe would like that.
Yeah, I
Phoebe
wouldn't.
really
What?
likes to do
I
that
enjoy
herself.
vacuuming.
Oh, okay.
I don't think you should take that away from her.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Is there anything that? Yeah, no, let's not get into that. No, I honestly don't think.
What,
there's really
what?
anything. I was joking.
Oh.
Joking. Relax.
No, there's not, though, for the record.
I think it would be insane for me to have anything. Oh, it's kind of annoying when you do the dishes when I'm at your house.
But that's the kind of
No,
like
but
it
you're
is a
allowed, like-
complicated situation we are in because I think
Yeah.
you're it's true. It would be weird if you had a bunch of demands
Right,
for us
right.
to change what we're doing in our own space. But it is our office, and you.
Yeah,
I don't want
it's
to say
your
you're
place
not
of
forced to be
work.
here, but that is kind of like the only place we have to be at the moment.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you kind of do have to just like deal with whatever our schedule is.
Yeah.
A little
Yeah.
bit like if we want to have dinner
Yeah.
at a certain time,
Yeah.
you gotta go.
And I'm happy to do that, and I'm happy
but
to do
but
that.
you know, I mean, obviously that's not an ideal situation, but it's
No.
just kind of where we are at the moment.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, if there is anything that you wanna like bring to the table,
You
know.
don't have to do it now.
No, don't have to do it now.
Well, I would do it now if I
Okay.
had
Well,
an
yeah, I think it's the right
Yeah.
time. I think
No, I
we're-
definitely would. If I'm gonna be completely honest,
let's do it.
right?
Be honest.
It has nothing to do with you guys. I think naturally, something that can come up and something that I have been very actively, kind of, what do you call it? Sort of like, I think if I wasn't conscious of it, it could get out of hand. Is a feeling of resentment almost of this like, oh, I have so much more work in terms of like I had to move here, I had to get the apartment, I have to like leave,
Yeah.
I have the extra little things to do, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that could very quickly turn into something that I'm like, well, this is
Sure.
just unfair,
Yeah.
right? But then every time I think about it, I'm like, well, this is not completely true. I think it's just in my nature to think like that a little bit, and it just takes some conscious effort to constantly be like, yeah, well, I have to leave, but obviously there's a give and take with that as well. There's things you guys are dealing with that I don't see either, right? So I think
Yeah. I can relate to
Um,
that. I see where you're coming from.
that's one thing, but it's never turned into resentment. I've just felt at times, and that was also more when I was in Norbro, and I was like, fuck, I'm commuting every day
That's
an hour
that's a
and stuff,
long way.
right? Yeah.
I went there today. It takes half an hour.
Um,
That's so long. And when
yeah.
that's important too, that's something that's so important.
It
to
was,
me.
it was just more like little things like if I can smell someone cooking and then I'm like, fuck, I gotta go home and then
yeah.
still cook at home, you know, you're
Yeah.
like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's
And
It's
I
so-
felt that so much too, and I like, yeah, I can imagine that would be difficult.
But the thing is, it's so worth it in the long
Yeah.
run. There's such small, insignificant issues. Even right now with my apartment, where I'd say like, it's kind of small,
Yeah.
right? Like that
Yeah.
kind of bothers me.
And we have this
whatever.
massive apartment.
Yeah.
Right. But it's such like, as soon as I think about it in the long run, and I'm like, well, what does this mean a year from now, 5 years from now?
Sure,
Then suddenly
yeah.
it's like, it doesn't fucking matter
That's really
at
cool.
all.
Yeah.
Right.
I think there's something interesting about the idea of if you are growing and becoming, I guess, more and more successful, you are just making the problems that you have smaller. You will never be rid of problems.
Right.
It's like if your problems are what like what we're talking about, like commuting for long
Yeah.
or having to go home and cook. Like those
Yeah.
are small problems compared to what they could be.
Exactly.
And later on, we'll have even smaller problems, but at the
Yeah.
time, they'll feel like, you know, legitimate problems. But it's
Exactly.
just moving forward and getting better problems, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah.
I have another question.
Yeah.
I want to know what's the most important or the biggest thing that you want to accomplish. I want to say like this year, but the year's almost over, but kind of like, I don't know, maybe for the rest of this year or for next like calendar year.
Like a year from when we started.
Yeah,
Like
like what's
from when
like
Taylor
if
moved?
you could try and pinpoint like one thing, like what's the most important thing that you want to have accomplished or like have. It's so hard.
I want to say the first thing that comes to mind is an office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Immediately, that's what I'm thinking too. My only hesitance is like, is that too short of a time period to expect having an office? I don't know. It's hard to tell.
I don't
think things
so.
are moving in the right direction
Yeah.
and at the pace that we kind of had predicted.
Right.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe an office is realistic within the next year, and an office would really kind of go hand in hand with like our first employee. We were talking
Yeah,
about
that's what I was
today,
thinking.
like
yeah.
what do we do first? Do we start demanding more for jobs,
Mm-hmm.
or do we do more jobs and hire an assistant, editor, or cameraman?
Yeah.
Like what comes first?
Interesting.
I
Yeah.
think the office kind of goes hand in hand with the
Mm-hmm.
assistant, because I get going back to like having good problems. Like our problem isn't that we don't have a place to work, it's that our place to work is a very small office in my house.
Right.
Yeah.
But imagine if we didn't even have that. Imagine if we had to like
We'd be fucked.
work on our computers and our
In the
separately.
living room.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We have a good situation for what it
Exactly.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it would just be amazing
To
to have like a
a-
neutral space
Of
that
course.
isn't here.
that both of you could go away from
Yeah.
at the end of the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could Arlo go with you?
He could be our office
Definitely.
pet.
Okay.
Well, he'd have to if
I
we were
know.
going away every day.
I know.
Oh, we could set up like little tubes in the office and like a gerbil. He
Oh
could like.
like
Oh,
all
ramps
over
around
the
like a
ceiling.
cat?
Yeah,
I don't know. He'd be too scared.
You think?
No, I think he'd be so down.
I thought today that like 10 years future, right?
Hmm.
My office is going to be on top of a climbing wall, right? And it's
Okay.
going to be a really difficult climbing problem, right? Like a V10. So nobody can come visit me and have meetings with me except for like
The elite climbers.
the elite climber, right? And I'd be like, oh, you're worthy. Like, what do you want? You know, you can have 5 minutes of my time.
Yeah, it's fun to kind of
That's funny.
just let your imagination run wild.
Which
with,
I think
like,
you should. I think
the
that's
future
super healthy.
And like way in the future, like what's the dream, absolute ultimate dream?
I think that's.
Or like vending machine with Coolman.
Let's hear it. Yeah,
Clif
yeah.
bars.
Cliff bars. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Well, actually, no. It would be a vending machine with Cliff bars, right?
Yeah.
Every flavor you want,
But-
except for the Coolman.
is a key.
Has like a fingerprint thing that
Yeah.
that only
Me and Taylor could get to.
yeah. And people are like, "Ah, I wish I could have one of those Coolmans.
No, they're
"Ah,
not, because
sorry."
no one likes them.
What?
Except us.
Oh, yeah.
Who like the people that knows about them. Coolman songs.
Yeah.
You know, my shampoo smells like Coolman
It-
Cliff Bar.
Really?
Fucking does. I used it last night.
I know you used it. I smelt it. I didn't want to call you out.
Have you tasted it?
Oh, shampoo.
It
But I
smells
thought that exactly.
100%. You know, it's weird because he brought it back for me when he came back from New York, and he brought me a 12-pack box of
Yeah,
Coolman
no, I'm
Cliff
very
Bars.
aware.
Taylor was there when I bought it.
Yeah, and that shampoo that smells like Coolman Cliff Bars.
The Dr. Bräuner?
No,
I
No.
bought it from the package free shop.
Oh, okay.
it's like a rosemary mint vanilla
Oh,
/ Coolman Cliff Bar.
okay, yeah.
But, that's wild. But I was going to say, with the daydreaming, letting yourself, I heard an interesting thing. It was right when we moved into that summer house and times were tough. And I feel like I kind of discovered, like, or I read something about visualization that kind of stuck with me, that it was like, it's not, I feel like it's in our nature to like not think about what you really want, because it's like, oh, but then you might not get it. Like, stop. You know what I mean? Like, don't let yourself think about what could be or what you really want, because, you know, you have to work for it. You have to work really hard. But I read that, like, you should think about the best thing, like the thing that you want the most, and really let yourself daydream and visualize and just have that moment of pleasure, like thinking about it and seeing it. I think that's really...
Yeah, because then you also, if you don't do that, you risk kind of getting stuck in your current mindset, and
and
what you have is all there
unattainable.
is, and you never are striving for something really out there, and then you're not.
Yeah.
By striving for something ridiculous and unachievable, you might get half of the way, which is way further than
But just letting yourself
having thought
indulge.
realistically, I think.
Indulge
it
a bit.
adds.
Think about, like, the best office and what it would look like, and, you know.
Oh, we have.
Oh, I know.
We have like a...
I don't actually want a climbing wall up to my office.
No, he's
No.
joking about that, but a climbing wall.
But the vending machine, I'm very serious.
Good. I'm glad to hear.
I think we were in one of our early Skype calls when we were just kind of talking about what could this business actually be.
Yeah.
We did do something like that, which was just like, what's like a moment that we could visualize that'd be just very vivid, that when it occurs, it'll just seamlessly happen. We'll be like, oh my God, that's what we just thought about.
Right.
And it was some like ridiculously
I think
simple thing.
It was just like me going into your office.
Exactly.
Or
Having
like
separate
knocking on the door.
offices.
Right.
Being in the same...
Him walking into my office,
Aw.
sitting down and like talking about, I don't know,
That's
something,
really
and just
nice.
suddenly being
Picking
like,
up that kendama. Doing a quick trick.
that wasn't part of my vision.
Sorry, that.
That was really specific. That's nice, though.
But
I
yeah,
like
That'd
that.
be nice.
yeah, it will be.
It'd be very nice.
Of course it will.
Do you want separate, like, you have a door, you're not sitting in the same room?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
No, I
Taylor
think
wasn't so quick on that.
it's. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it that much, but I like the idea of having, like, very contained workspaces where you can get super deep
Yeah.
with what you're working on and
Yeah.
be like isolated from the communal area, but
Sure.
then have amazing, like, community areas where everyone can kind of get together and you can brainstorm, but
Awesome.
that everyone can kind of be in their own little.
It could all be like glass.
We haven't talked about that.
It'd have to be like airdrop, in the airdrop radius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine will be like Walter Murch. I'm gonna have an office just like he has, like standing desk, right?
Nice.
Screen here.
I like a standing
Screen
desk.
off to the side so that you have to look to
Nice.
the right when
Okay.
you edit, right?
Yeah. Some natural light. I feel like you guys are probably should take a vitamin D3.
Probably.
Yeah.
Um, that's cool. I like it. I'm excited to see it. Can I come visit?
No.
Of course. You can come visit me.
In your little section. Oh.
Any other questions?
I did want to do something a little bit fun.
Yeah, do it.
I wanted to do, which, because I love this kind of thing, I wrote down my own little rounds of, like, rapid fire questions.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is a
Oh,
good one.
yeah.
That's a good one to end on. I always like it when there's something like exciting to end
Alright.
on.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So I wrote down, these are from my own mind.
Are you
so
gonna
it's
ask
like,
both of us or one at a time?
Yeah, so I'm going to ask you both. It's going to be this or this, and you both have to say this
At the
Okay.
same time?
as fast as you
or
can.
just first, whoever says.
Just say it. Yeah, it's meant to. You're not meant
not a
to
competition,
think about
man.
See,
it.
I
know,
need
he-
to know the
Oh
specifics
Oh my God.
of what's going on. Otherwise,
Since the day I met this guy, I was like, let's play we play like Would You Rather. I freaking love Would You Rathers. And he'd be like, okay, so you'd say something and he'd be like, really, like, is the coat yellow and waterproof or can I, and I'm like, relax.
Relax.
It's just a game.
maybe it's all me, and I'm just susceptible to being made fun of because I'm just weird.
You're not weird. You're just, I
Yeah.
like that you take things very seriously and you respect rules. You won't cheat. You like, in that one we're talking about, like,
Yes.
games. You're,
See, yeah, I wouldn't. I like winning, and the last
you
thing
like
I'd want
winning-
if someone was like, "Yeah, but you didn't quite follow the rules." I want to be sure I know.
You're
what the rules
definitely
are.
a rule-
But
a
this
true
isn't
Dane,
I get
a
that this
rule
isn't a competition. I just
follower.
wanted to know what was going on.
all right, this is what's
I
going
wanna
on.
mess
I'm
up
gonna
the fun
say,
game.
I'm gonna say this or that, and you're
Okay.
gonna go this, that.
Okay.
And then it's gonna be funny because
Yeah,
you
yeah.
probably won't agree,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
we might learn some things
Alright.
about each other. Okay, this is in no particular order.
Go.
Okay, ready? Copenhagen or New York?
Copenhagen.
Falafel or burritos?
Burritos.
Oh, yeah. I gotta go.
You have to choose one.
Burrito.
Yeah, burrito.
Beach or mountains?
Mountains.
Editing or filming?
Editing.
Editing.
I don't know about that one. I don't know. Filming.
Different parts of both.
Okay.
Right now, probably editing.
Okay.
But not always.
It depends on what.
Yeah, if it's like yeah.
For editing like an interview, ugh. But filming an interview, is that more fun? I don't know. Editing.
Yeah.
I think editing.
But then like filming on your trip, right? I'd be like, oh, filming.
Yeah, but editing that stuff is amazing too.
That was the tricky one. Even when I wrote that, I was like, meh.
Okay, fine.
But I did that for fun. Okay, sleep in or get up early?
Get up early.
Sleep in.
Same. Phoebe or Arlo?
Phoebe
Or
Arlo?
Arlo? Phoebe. What a weird one.
Book or podcast?
Book.
Hugs or kisses
Who?
in general?
Kisses?
Kisses.
Pasta or pizza?
Pizza.
Pizza.
Jalapenos or hot sauce?
Jalapenos.
no! Oh no.
I said
I gotta go hot sauce. Frank's hot sauce. God bless.
Oh no, I didn't think of Frank's.
Okay. Lizards or badgers?
What the
What's a badger?
What?
I know what a badger is. But I can't picture one right
That's a joke one.
Okay, moving.
Bouldering or the wall?
The wall.
Walking or cycling?
Cycling.
Walking.
What about rain or shine?
Shine.
Oh, wow.
Rain. Because I really like running in the rain.
Yeah, I can
It
relate.
makes me feel like I'm elite. And that's an
Okay.
ego thing. No one else is running at the same time. So I don't know why I'm thinking of running, but I was imagining running in the rain or in the shine. Rain.
This is what I'm talking about. We have to have a whole thing. That's it. I just wanted to. That was fun.
On next time. No, we'll see. We'll see you next time on Burning Boat Business.
What? That was such an abrupt ending.
That's what we do.
Aren't you gonna thank me for being here? For
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your questions.
You're so welcome.
And
Yeah, thanks for
we
being here.
look forward to having you on a future episode of Burning Boat Business.
Doom, 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 doom.